the one presence of the undivided and unmanifest pure spirit of life, light, and love. In its generosity, it shared itself in its consciousness and its love in the visible form of creation. We acknowledge this creative presence within us and expressing as us in all our giftedness and creativity. We acknowledge this presence in our beloved companion, Earth, in all peoples of this place that we call home, especially those currently feeling challenged with their health, finances, well-being, and all and wondrous beings everywhere. This universal presence in everything and everybody we call the Christ. We light this candle as a visible reminder of the Christ presence expressing in, as, and through us in this present moment now. I was just thinking as I looked at the candle, I choose to see the light. Yeah, I choose to see the light. So, good morning, Unity of Bellingham. How is everybody? You do? Oh, you're a little subdued. How are you? Good. Okay, that's better. Yeah. Well, welcome. My name is Shari and I'm the service assistant today. And our minister is our beloved, wonderful, friendly, vivacious Frank.
Thanks. Yeah. Today's talk is called Earth, Faith Expressing Earth. So you see, we still have a blue candle, and we'll have a blue candle this month. And part of our theme for the year is we're using the 12 powers. The power for January is faith. The color of faith is blue. You see the theme here, right? Yeah. And this will be worked into a lot of the things we're doing. So it's Earth Care. For those of you who don't know, second Sunday, we call our Earth Care Sunday. And so, we'll be looking at how faith is expressed through Earth and kind of dig into some beautiful pieces and what that might look like.
Great. Let's see. Our music guest today is JP Falcon. Yay. And we have our dynamic duo, Cheryl and Kate, today. So we want to thank them. That's awesome.
I go to God in prayer. I know that God is there in the silence. I hear that the dark holds no fear, so I go to my God in prayer. I go to God in prayer. I know that God is there. Peace and tranquility, love is waiting for me. So I go to my God in prayer. So I go to my God
Unity, friends, and family, let us begin prayer with an open heart and mind to cultivate greater peace and love. Prayer assists in feeling ease and knowing that when we ask, we receive. Spirit divine, help us to each feel love and peace within. May we each let the glow of love and peace we are ripple out to others. Together in prayer, we ask for clarity and strength. Spirit divine is here, right now, is where more than two are gathered. In this moment, we affirm we are a reflection of peace and love. Let us share the love and peace we have in heart and mind with those in our county, our state. Now imagine our country with this peace and love and all around Mother Earth. All is well. All is well. If you would like to say a prayer for someone, feel comfortable to speak their name. Red and Renee. And so it is said, and so it is heard. Amen. These next few minutes are just for you. This is your time to rest and renew. Begin to breathe in slow and deep. Now release your breath just a bit slower than that. Just let it fall. Breathe in and out. You know your own rhythm. As you breathe, pay attention to how your body feels and adjust as needed to feel a softening. Softening of your face, your shoulders, and on down towards your toes. With heart receptive and inner eye open, we are ready to explore. Consider this. Beauty exists everywhere, but at times it feels like a treasure hunt. When life feels like this, we wonder where beauty is. Where's compassion and empathy? Explore the idea that it takes just a moment to shift and see with new eyes and a willing heart. Affirm, dear one, dear Spirit Divine, I am open to seeing beauty before me, beside me, within me. For the next several moments, let the sound take you where you need to go.
What about the one who said he loved you? What about the one who said he cared? Don't bother trying to find him way up in the icy air. Oh, you played with his heartstrings, and you played without a care. But not up in the high Sierra. You won't play his heart out there. The angels spread their clouds across the sky, line up for him every night. Some have wings, others sing, the rest do lazy ballets in the air. There he's got a bird to give him warning, and he has a lookout too. Beauty of the high Sierra, and she's looking out for you. The angels spreading their clouds across the sky, line up for him every night. Some have wings, others sing, the rest do lazy ballets in the air. What about the one who said he loved you? What about the one who said he cared? He's up in the high Sierra, but don't bother looking there.
Did you hear that song differently than you'd ever heard it before? Wow, thank you, JP. So Earth Care Sunday, and I've got some good news because I want to hear good news. Anybody else? I thought, wouldn't it be nice, it's Sunday morning, if we could just take an hour and change the energy and just dive into the good? The energy that's evolving for our highest and our best for the transformation of the planet. And when I say the planet or I say the earth, and sometimes it's like we look at the earth, except we're it. We're a part of it. We're an expression of it, a pretty unique expression of it. So I went looking for good news, and I have lots of channels for that, but I found this piece. It came from the New York Times, and it said 50 things in 50 states that are worth celebrating around our expression that's coming through nature. I call this talk Faith Expressing Earth. One of the things about faith, we've talked about the sense of faith and keep honing it and keep honing it. And faith essentially is the Christ is me, the Christ expresses as me, the Christ expresses as you. Do you believe it? There's faith, this divine energy expressing as all of us. Do you believe that? This is faith, that as we walk through our lives, we are expressing, sometimes not so perfectly or so highly, I'll admit, but we are expressions of the one. And so is that. All of that. The other day when Joy was speaking, my daughter was here for Dissolving Bowl. And I see, I'm always looking this way. And I thought to myself, does everybody here have a favorite tree? Yeah, I was sitting there going, there are some really interesting things going on out there. Yeah, maybe people have a favorite tree. So I looked at these 50 things, these 50 expressions of the good. And in Unity, we have a region. We're in the Northwest region. So I looked at what's going on in our state. So let's start with Washington. What's happening in Washington? Do you guys have that bird app? It's from Cornell Ornithology Lab. And you hear a bird, you just hold it up and it listens and it tells you the bird singing. So there's a group down in what's called the peninsula, like west of Bainbridge Island, that whole great area. I don't know much about that. It's like north of Olympia, but west of, you know what I'm talking about? Lots of clear cutting, lots of damage to forest. And there's a group that's reforesting and regenerating the forest there. But they don't really know, is this working? How do we know this is working? And they figured out the things that will tell you, that can tell us if the forests are being regenerated in a really healthy way is the birds. The birds will tell us. So the ornithology lab put together these, I can show these little, there's like 4 inches by 4 inches, and they stick them in the trees all over, and they just sit them out there and they record. They record these birds. Here, let me see if I can get this for you. You can hear something what it sounds like. So they just put these recordings out there. They take them back to the ornithology labs, and they say, according to this, how many warblers is there? How many wrens? How many towhees? How many chickadees? And there's a percentage of these different birds that show up at different times and tell you that's a healthy forest. And the birds, if they hear the birds aren't telling you that something's wrong, they know to go back and put some new slag piles or create some other kind of berms of logs. They know those birds are missing, and a healthy forest has this right equilibrium, this right harmony, this harmony of birds. And they go back and they rework in the forest. And when the birds are healthy, they know the forests are healthy. When the forests are healthy, the birds are healthy. And they use the birds to understand what's going on in the forest. Is that cool? This is good news. They used to say they had to go count birds, and it took forever. And it's like, AI helps, of course. There's a gospel, one of the kind of the fifth gospel we call it, was found in the Nag Hammadi library. It's called the Gospel of Thomas. This is verse 77. I am the light that is over all things. I am all. From me all came forth, and to me all attain. Split a piece of wood, I'm there. Lift up a stone, you'll find me there. I am the light that is over all things. I am all. From me all came forth, and to me all attained. Split a piece of wood, I am there. Lift up a stone, you will find me there. Listen to the birds, I am there. Create the forest, walk through, create a slag pile, I am there. Work, see in all things, in all ways, in all healthy, harmonious ecosystems, and I am there. There's a second piece to that. Split a piece of wood, I am there. Lift a stone, you will find me there. And I think back to the time this was written, where a lot of people were, I just flick my thermostat and the heat comes on. People were splitting wood. And if you wanted a garden, you lift stones. So the daily activity of engaging with the world, chop wood, carry water, right? Before enlightenment, do the laundry. After enlightenment, do the laundry. But can we see in the simplest activities of our humanity? Can we see in the bird? Can we walk into can we look at these trees and go, the Christ presence, the essential presence, the eternal presence, the universal presence, I am there. I am there. Good news. Good news. In the state of Montana, they have a little problem. It's called grizzly bears. Now, the good news is we thought the grizzly bears who had been hunted to the point where that they were threatened are being revived. And they were kind of up north and they're coming back and they're showing up in Montana, which is like, if you like the idea of these beautiful animals coming back and being vibrant, yay. But if you're a farmer with your kids playing in the backyard by the grain silo, that's a problem. Because grizzly bears go, we like grain. Thank you, farmers. You've put nice silos of grain. It's spilling all over. We'll just meander into your backyard and help ourselves. Grizzly bears. And so there's a group in Montana that says we got to find something to do about grizzly bears. Because if we don't find a way to treat with these bears in a healthy way, what's going to happen is we're going to go right back, destroy these animals again, and drive them out because they scare us. They're kind of frightening, So they looked around and they did experiments with electrifying the granaries and creating electric fences, which are a problem for people and all the hooved animals who are coming along and grazing, and the antelope and the deer. And all the other animals get zapped too, and they don't really work, and it's really expensive. So some scientists said, we haven't had grizzly bears around for a couple hundred years because we basically killed them all, right? Chased them off. But you don't read a whole lot about all the peoples that were here for thousands of years before having these huge issues with grizzly bears. What the heck did they do? Does anyone know what they did? Take a guess. This is so simple. It's so beautiful. It's so elegant. Dogs. So they went and did some research on what were the dogs that were here and what are the dogs that we can find throughout the Americas or even around Europe that, chase away grizzlies. And there's these breeds, Kegel, these ones, or Anatoli, and I read all these, but I don't know these breeds. They're all like 200 pounds. They showed, and you can go look later if you want online on YouTube. Go look at bears chasing dogs chasing bears in Montana. Ooh, it's pretty fun. These giant dogs come in, and here's the little 3-year-old just walking up and tackling it. These dogs sit around all day, and they're sleeping. People are petting. The kids are jumping on them. These big old gentle dogs. But at night, they have some pictures where they put trackers, GPS trackers, on these big old dogs. And they show that at night, these dogs will do miles and miles. They show them, they see a grizzly bear, and it's still like 4 miles off. And these dogs are like, rah, 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 rah. And the bears are like, 4 or 5 times the size of these dogs. But they're like, I don't need you. This is no fun. I'd rather go eat grain over here where I'm not being barked at. These dogs. These gentle warriors. And by the way, the warrior archetype, or you might Some literature might say for the woman, it's the Amazon archetype, and for men, the warrior archetype. It's the same kind of idea. This is an essential element of who we are as human beings, the warrior. And these farmers and these small landowners have found these warrior dogs to chase away these ginormous bears. From the Tao Te Ching, this is the 66th verse. A good soldier is not violent. It's actually kind of a touching verse given what's going on in the world right now. A good soldier is not violent. A good fighter is not angry. Good winners do not contend. Good employers serve their workers. The best leaders follow the will of the people. All of them embody the virtue of non-competition. This is called the virtue of non-contending. This is called employing the power of others. In this sense, ancient times has been known as the ultimate unity with heaven. Think of those dogs. A good soldier is not violent. So these dogs never actually attack the bear. Probably not a good idea. The dog never bites the bear. The dog never does any violence to the bear. The good soldier is not violent. The good soldier is not angry. As a matter of fact, when I watch this dog on the GPS tracker running around chasing the bears, they're up and down, they're over here, and they're barking, they're running in circles. Have you ever gone running with a dog? This is what they do, right? We used to go running, we would do 4 miles, and our dogs would do like 6, right? This is what they do. Over here, smell over here, go over there. I guess they're chasing the bear, but it kind of looks like they're having fun. A good fighter is not angry. Good winners don't contend. The dog is not trying to win the battle with the bear. The dog is just saying, you be a great bear. Do your bear thing. Just not here. Just not around the kids. Just not around our grain. Am I talking about dogs and bears? The best leader follows the will of the people. The best leader follows the will of the people. Am I talking about dogs and bears? Yeah. So you can apply this in many places, and you probably are. Let me suggest another place to take another, and maybe you were thinking of this. We don't want to go to war with ourselves either. The best fighter is not violent, not trying to win, not necessarily trying to overcome. What's the grizzly bear in my life? Or what's the grizzly bear that maybe is built on a compulsion? What's a grizzly bear in my relationships? This relationship is great, but this little thing is a grizzly bear. How am I going to deal with it? Zero-sum thinking, win-lose? The good soldier's not interested in winning. The good soldier is looking at contending. The good soldier is finding balance, is moving towards harmony, is moving towards this relationship. Not trying to destroy the other, just setting a healthy boundary. This bear can do, that we can do, we can do for our own life. What's the grizzly bear in our life, in our relationships, in our community? Do we have any grizzly bears in our community? That's our next board meeting. We should go, what's the grizzly bears going on? It's the grizzly bears in our country. Yeah. The Tao says you find the harmony in all these things. Good news. I got more good news. This is my last one. So in our region, you might know the Unity Northwest region is Washington, Oregon, Utah, Montana, Alaska. So I looked at all these states. And I looked at the state of Oregon. And so in this article I was reading, Good News, 50 Good News Things for 50 States, it focused on Portland. And it talked a lot about Portland, where they're known for a lot of things. Why are you laughing? Well, I used to do a lot of work in Portland, and I love going to Portland. I remember the food carts. They're known for other things as well. But they're really known for vegan food. Do you know this? So one thing about the environment, and when you look at climate issues, and while carbon is a huge component of the buildup of these gases, we have more carbon than we've had since thousands of years pre-Ice Age. But another powerful greenhouse gas is methane. So a big part of the vegan movement is not only for maybe, and people here are vegan can speak better to this maybe than me, but it's like, why would we not want to have animals and animal product? Not only to support or to prevent more cruelty to animals, but also because cows and a lot of these animals create a lot of greenhouse gases. Now, of course, there's a whole movement to go back to more cows, despite the science, because who needs that? So there's this, but there's still this movement in Oregon and in Portland to say, well, what about vegan? So one of the things I thought was, if anything we're going to be proponents of in life, it works better when there's something fun about it, right? I mean, the dogs chasing the bears is kind of fun because it's like, yeah, you can put up electric fences, they don't work as well. But if you get a dog out of the deal, well, that's a fun solution, because not only does it get rid of the bears, but I get a dog. Which are very expensive to feed, by the way, I've read this. But a lot cheaper than building $20,000 electric fences. Oh, and by the way, I'm going to go back to the dog for 1 second, because this is a fun thing. They found as the bears went further and further away, the foxes, the coyotes, the raccoons, the skunks, all the little critters got closer in. Because it was almost like the dogs created an invisible fence to keep the bears out. And if you're a coyote or a skunk or a fox, where do you want to be? On this side of the fence. So yeah, there has been an exuberant bursting forth of new life inside the dog fence, if you will. Yeah, that's where you want to be. And in Portland, they created this vegan food empire. And in the same way, if you really want to be a proponent of it, well, then it's like, yeah, but it doesn't taste as good. So they said one of the ways that the people who are proponents of vegan food have said, well, if we're really going to try to sell it, we got to have some stuff that's really good. So I went to the New York Times and I went to the Portland website and I found the best chocolate vegan cake around. It got 5 stars, like, this is the best cake. So I made one. And I haven't actually tasted it yet, because you see it's pristine. But if it tastes half as good as it smelled, oh my God, this thing. One thing I learned about vegan, it may not have animal products. I don't know if you want to say, therefore, it's healthy. There's a lot of sugar in a vegan cake. And a lot of cocoa powder, but it sure tastes good. So I wanted to leave you with this today. I just wanted to have a fun day of good news. I don't know about you, but my heart has been broken lately, just as a citizen in America, reading a lot that's been going on. But it seems to me, and this has been my experience, is can we step out of the energy of being what I'm against and step into the energy of I am celebrating what we're for. I am celebrating the transformation. I am celebrating the divine ideas that fill our souls and fill our hearts with gladness and with new ideas and new possibilities and new connection and new, not only connection with all of this, because not only is nature the truth of our being that we are one with, it also is a teacher. It is maybe for me sometimes the greatest scripture. I know I've quoted the gospel of Jesus and I've quoted the Tao, but nature itself is one of the greatest scriptures, if you will. And just watching nature, what I want to leave you with today is when you're walking, doing dishes, chopping wood, lifting rocks, petting a dog, baking a cake, sweeping the floor, cleaning the house, having fun out at dinner, all of it, all of it. I am the light that is over all things. I am all. From me all came forth, and to me all attains. Yeah, and so it is. So announcements, I think, yeah. And you can look in your bulletin, a lot of them there's. Oh, by the way, pledge cards, we sent, most people have probably gotten an email, a letter with pledge cards, and we've gotten a whole lot of them back. So just to remind you, if you didn't get a pledge card, you go, what are you talking about? I didn't get the letter, please see me. We have pledge cards, and we send them out right at the end of the year. And then if you haven't brought them in yet, please feel free to bring them in on Sunday. You can put them in the basket. You can give them to me or bring them to Janae during the week. Earth Care team, you know who you are. We're going to meet just probably briefly. I have a few ideas of some things that we want to do for Earth Care. So maybe grab coffee or a snack, whatever. And for those of you on the Earth Care team, we can meet up here. We're not going to do any work in the back today. Maybe, obviously, I don't know. There are some trees that have fallen on our trails, though, so we got some spring cleanup to do. But Earth Care right after. Next Friday is Power Art. The third Friday. It'd be next Friday, yeah. And we used to be in the last years, we always did it third Friday. But here's a great thing. So we're going to do it third Friday this month. But Malin pointed out the obvious thing that since we're doing the different power for each month, why don't we do it first Friday to help us focus on that power for the month? So this will be the last time we do it third Friday. In February, we're going to start doing it first Friday. It will be Power Art, which you talked about, and we're probably going to start with soul collage. Soul collaging will be our first projects. The other thing, there's sign-up sheets out on the front. There's a book called The Eye of the Storm. You get it? Yeah. Well, maybe. You can read the book, but you probably get it. And it's written by a profound unity teacher that has written a lot of stuff and done a lot of work here in the unity movement right now. And the idea is it's kind of a combination of really deep unity teachings, but we're offering it for people who are not members yet, but would like to be members, or you've been a member once upon a time and haven't been here for a while, but are ready to dive back in and say, I'm going to renew my membership. Officially, if you haven't been around for a few years, it's really good to kind of make a commitment to be a member again. Or it's for anybody who wants a spring class on Unity Basics and a really powerful book called The Eye of the Storm. Here, I'll get a wavable. By Gary Simmons. And we have the books. And if you're a new member or a returning member, we're going to collect money just to pay for the books. But if you're been a member and you want to come, then we're asking for a love offering, and the amounts are on the table out there. So because every now and then it seems hard to everyone to find the right day, so here's what we got. Tuesday night, Zoom. Even if you're in Maryland, you could do, for example. Just saying. Wednesday night in person. And now for this book, Thursday morning at 10:30. We're going to have a class here as well. So whether mornings are better for you, because we do these things at night, and people used to say when I got here, but we don't drive at night. And I go, man, it's not so hard to drive at night. And now 5 years later, I'm going, it is hard to drive at night. How does that happen? In the rain, in the dark, in these streets. So anyhow, hey, Thursday morning, live here, Wednesday night, either here or we'll find somebody's house to meet at, and Tuesday night on Zoom. New members, returning members, anybody who wants to refamiliarize himself, some pretty Unity basics will be, it's easy to plow through this book. It's enjoyable, and I hope, and it starts 1st of February. So basically we're gonna go through February and March. We end on Palm Sunday, and then we have our annual meeting, and then and everyone gets welcomed as new members, and then the next Sunday's Easter. So that's the schedule, okay? All right, thanks.